Round number 3. Let's go to hip number 38. Hip number 38 is going to be Ozzy. Ozzy Butler by BSR Butler's Main Man. This is the Richard Butler and Casper Roy owned 5-year-old gelding, part of the Breeders' Elite eligible roping incentive. It's actually Trey Gallet doing the head. Casper's on the back end. Again, a 2:33 and 21 was your leader in the second round. Well, a 7:61, 75 and a half, 75 and a half, and an 80 from judge number 2. 227.89, 227.89. All right, we're watching Trey Gallet and Jeremy Bueller. Hip number 8. Well, there's a nice little brindle cow right there on an 8:07. 8:07. 76 from judge number 1 and a 79. Judge number 2. 226.93, 226.93, good run. Let's go to hip number 40. Hip number 40, TJ Milne is back aboard a streak of dry dock. This is Amigo. 6-year-old gelding by a streak of Sting. They were 219.96 in the first round. No score in the second round. We're watching TJ Milne, hip number 40. Part of the Breeders' Elite eligible roping incentive gelding right here. All right, well, 863 and a barrier, 863 plus the 10. $71.5 from judge number 1 and a 71. 71 from judge number 2. 203.87, 203.87 over the page we go. Let's go to hip number 42. Hip number 42 is going to be Colton Clausen. Aboard Oaks, a lucky crime. Here comes Lloyd. 6-year-old gelding by BP, a smart little oak. Was a 223 and 46 in round number 2. Bred by Rigetti Farms Limited, owned by Taylor Sherry. Colton Clausen. A no score in round number 1 and a 223.46 round number 2. Hip number 42. They were a 7 and 54 in the field in round number 2. Well, it's going to be a 557 plus the barrier. 557 plus 10. 74 and a half, judge number 1 and 2 gives us a 78. That will be a 216. 216 and 93. Here comes 43. Gosh, that's how I got through grade 8. Hip number 43, here comes T. McLeod aboard an easy fix. Was a 215.7 and a 216.51, consistent through 2. We're watching T. McLeod. And an 830. 830 plus the 5. 73.5 and a 70. 210.2. All right. Here be hip number 44. Hip number 44, we're going to go Tel Fuellen. Riding the 6-year-old stud they call Caliente 2. Gonna brush up on my Spanish. By Corona Caliente. Originated at the Pitzer Ranch, owned by Glenn Olfert. They were a 220 and 96 in the first round, no score in the second round. And it's going to be a 742, 7 and 4-2. 76.5 and a 77. 77. 226.8. 226.8. Good run. Let's go to Kyle Wilson aboard. Rockin' Robin. Here's your winner from the last round. Hip number 46. They call him Big Dan, the 5-year-old gelding from V. Workin' Ranching. We're watching Kyle Wilson. They were a 221.31 and a 233.21. Well, good recovery, Kyle. Other than that barrier, it is a 10.23 plus 10. 10.23 plus the 10. 77, judge number 1. Judge number 2 gives us 215.77, 215.77 for Kyle Wilson and Rockin' Robin. Let's go to hip number 47. Here comes Rhett Havernan. 222.16, 222.62, consistent through 2 rounds right here aboard Z-Bar, a Royal Sailor. By Z-Bar and Royal King. Owned by Rhett Havernan and Allison Fox. Here comes the 5-year-old gelding they call Frosty. Hip number 47. $763 plus 5, 763 plus the 5. 75.5 from judge number 1, judge number 2. 75. 217.87, 217.87 with 3 down. Let's go to hip number 50. This is Fearless Major Fame. Levi Simpson aboard the Kevin Lyons owned horse by Fab's Fearless Rumor. 223 and 43 in the first round. No score in the second round. Here is a Kelly Hart bred 4-year-old gelding here. They call Fearless. 223 and 43 first round, no score second round. And a plus 5, it's going to be a 793 plus the 5. 793 plus 5. 78 from judge number 1 and an 80 from judge number 2 gives us 225.07. Let's go to Tyree Swales, hip number 51, Benelli. Jazabelle Dooley by Jazz Up My Dooley. Bred by Kelvin and Shelley Clark. This is Tyree Swales aboard the 5-year-old mare. Pair no scores. We're going to change that. Round number 3. Hip number 51. And a 10.56 plus 5. 10.56 plus 5. 72.5 from judge number 1 and a 75. 75 from judge number 2. 211.94. 211.94. Let's go to hip number 52. Hip number 52 is Telfuelling aboard a Lightning Babylina. This is the 5-year-old mare by Pepsidolina. Telfuelling, owner and rider. They were 224.72 in the first round, no score in the second round. And there be an 8.59, 8.59, 78.5, judge number 1, 78, judge number 2, 227.91, 227.91 for Mr. Fuelling and Lightning Babylina. Let's go to hip number 53. Here comes Orion Guest aboard RC Custom Lincoln. A 202.47 in the second round. And we're looking at an 8.10 plus 5. 8.10 plus the 5. 74.5. And a 73. 73. 214.4. All right, here comes a Lee White again on hip number 54. Gala Guns and Denim, owned by Graham Campbell. This is Gala Guns and Denim by landsliding. They were a 214.94 in the first round, no score in the second. You're watching a 5-year-old gelding owned by Graham Campbell. Well, an 8 and 52, 8 and 52, 77, judge number 1, and a 70 from judge number 2. 218.48, 218.48 for hip number 54, Lee White and Gala Guns and Denim. Let's go to hip number 55, Logan Bonnett aboard Environmental Play. This is Wallace. Breeders' Elite eligible. They were a 228.07 and a 230.81. Putting a pair of them down into round number 3. You're watching Logan Bonnett, hip number 55. Good run, gentlemen. That is an 808, 77, judge number 1, and a 79. 79. 227.92, 227.92. Here comes hip number 56. Hip number 56, it's going to be Trey Galley. Aboard BMP Honorable. This is Diamondback. They were a 214.43 and a 228.26 in the last 2 rounds. 5-year-old gelding by Counterfeit and Checks. Trey Galley, hip number 56. We only get one put together there. It's going to be a 777. 7 and 77. 79 from judge number 1. Judge number 2 gives us an 80. 231.23. Good run. 231.23. Another one with 3 down. Let's go to hip number 58. Hip number 58. We're going to be watching Team McLeod aboard Nicked by Honor. This is a Chelsea Dreger owned and bred Nixter. 6-year-old gelding. They were a 227.66, a 218.94 through 2 rounds. Well, put one together there. It's going to be 911. 911 on a stronger one. 74.5 from judge number 1 and a 72. 217.39, 217.39. Another one with 3 down. Let's go to hip number 59. Hip number 59, SAQ, Tough and Stylish. This is Chuck Bond. He's got a pair down at 219.48 and 220.93. All right. We're watching the 5-year-old gelding they call Tough by Callie's Playing Stylish. We're watching Chuck Bond. Well, it's going to be a 835 and a barrier. 835 plus the 10. 72.5 from judge number 1 and a 68. 68, judge number 2 gives us 202.15. 202.15, another one with 3 down. Let's go to hip number 26. Hip number 26, Tail Fuelling is back on Spinning Mondules. A 224.12 and a 218.75 in the last 2 rounds. Tail Fuelling aboard the 5-year-old horse they call Big Cat by Dooley Cat. You saw him earlier in the heeling here as well, part of the Breeders' Elite eligible roping incentive. Will an 835 plus 5, an 8 and 3.5 plus the 5. 78 from judge number 1 and an 81 from judge number 2. 225.65, 225.65. Let's go to hip number 10. Hip number 10. We're going to be watching Tate Schmidt aboard 6 hijacked. This is Panda. 222.41 and a 209.27. There's a third one down for Mr. Schmidt. A 754. 754. 75.5 from judge number 1 and a 75 from judge number 2. 222.96. 222.96, another one with 3 down, heading to round 4. Let's go to hip number 60. We're narrowing them down here, friends. Let's go to JT Honeybee. This is Kyle Wilson aboard the V Workin' Ranching 5-year-old mare by JT Dry Dock Hickory. They were a 2:19.23 and a 2:24.64 in the last 2 rounds. You're watching hip number 60, Kyle Wilson aboard JT Honeybee. And 849 plus 5. 849 plus the 5. 79 from judge number 1 and an 80 from judge number 2. 225.51, 225.51 with 3 down. Let's go to hip number 61. Here comes Busy with Betty White. Logan Cullen aboard the Saul the Stockbroker, a 6-year-old mare. They are a 2:16.31, a 2:15.49. A pair down here as well. This is a horse owned by Kenna Hettinger and bred by Buffalo Hills Quarter Horses. All right, well, there's a 9 and 36. 77 from judge number 1. Judge number 2 gives us an 80. 227.64, 227.64. Another unit that has 3 down. All right, let's go to hip number 13. Hip number 13, again, was in the heeling earlier here today. This is Cash Bonnett aboard Very Smart Boonlight. 225.19 in the first round, no score in the second. We're watching the 6-year-old gelding by Moonlight Shining. Cash Bonnett, hip number 13. We really got him hooked. It's going to be plus 5, a 711 plus 5. 711 plus 5, 74.5 from judge number 1 and a 72. 72. 214.39, 214.39. Let's go to hip number 62. Hip number 62, another one of our studs in the field here today, is going to be that 6-year-old from Justin Miller, Gringo Love by CD Diamond, being shown today by T. McLeod. They were a 2:13 and 12. A no score in round number 2. Let's see what the Carmelo can do here in round number 3. Breeders' Elite eligible stud right here again, friends. 6-year-old that was bred by San Juan Ranch. We'll get to the horn, and it's going to be a 9 flat. 9 flat. 72 from judge number 1. 71 from judge number 2. 214 even. 214 even. Let's go to 64. Hip number 64, King Frosty Flint. Here comes Lee White again. Aboard the 5-year-old gelding they call Robin by King Alina Pepe San. Was a 2:11 and 4.6 in the second round. Lee White, the owner and rider, showing us the horse today. Tom and Laverne Moore bred this horse. All right, Lee, going to be a 7 and 1/8. 7-1-8. 76 from our judge number 1. 76 from judge number 2. 224.82, 224.82. Hip number 32, we're going to be watching Tice McLeod aboard I Am a Shorty 2. This is Scooter, 6-year-old gelding by I'm Still Smoking. They were a 2:19.73 and a 2:17.86 in the last 2 rounds. All right, hip number 32, we're watching Tice McLeod, Waldeck, Saskatchewan. 6-year-old gelding, they call Scooter. Another Betts bred horse from Bashaw, Alberta. I Am Still Smoking. Well, there's an 8-0-5. 76 judge number 1, 76 judge number 2. 223.95, 223.95. There's another tandem with a 3 down. Let's go to hip number 65. Here comes Fargo. We're going to Buck Lake, Alberta to watch Cale Peterson and Rory Patton have BSR North Fargo here. 5-year-old gelding. They were a 220 and 06 and a 219.63 in the last 2 rounds of your 5 to 6-year-old head horses. We are on hip number 65, Springs Ranch. Part of the Breeders' Elite eligible roping incentive right here as well. 829, 8 and 2-9. Going to be a 78 from judge number 1. Judge number 2 gives us a 77. 226.71, 226.71 going back to the 4th round with 3 down. Good job, Cale. Let's go to hip number 66. Hip number 66. This is Trey Gallet aboard DHS Tough Roper. They call him Kevin. 6-year-old gelding was a 230 and 5.7 and a 228 and 9.7 through the last 2 rounds. DHS Tough Roper by Guys Gotta Be Tough. Shane Brown bred horse.
Davey, you're the groom. Get over there. Get fired.
All right. Well, 897. 8 and 9.7. 78 judge number 1 and 2 gives us a 78 as well. 227.03, 227.03 with 3 down. Let's go to hip number 67, Logan Bonnett aboard NL Wayne's Playgun. 6-year-old gelding by Triple Lena, owned by Lance Isaac, bred by Neil Lewis. They were a 223.69 in the 1st round and a no time in the 2nd round. We're going to go 842 plus 5. An 842 plus the 5. 74 from judge number 1 and a 71 from judge number 2. 211.58, 211.58 for Logan Bonnett and NL Wayne's Playgun. You're watching hip number 68 walk in right now. This is a Little Freckles Jewel. Kobe Zimmer got a pair of them down with a 224.92 and a 230 and 1.7. This is your Royal Freckles Olea. 5-year-old gelding owned and operated by Kobe Zimmer here today. Breeders were Glenn and Charlotte Arthur. You're getting one down clean at a 7-1-1, a 7 and a 1-1. 79 from judge number 1 and an 80 from judge number 2. 231.89, another one with 3 down coming back. Let's go to hip number 69. Let's go to Itchy. Here comes Colton Schmidt aboard a Doxa Sugar Checks. 229 and 39 and a 228 and 4.3 in the last 2 rounds. This is the 5-year-old gelding from the Schmidt family. Doc's Sugar Checks by Doc's Hickory Jack. Well, a 655, a 6 and 55, 79.5 from judge number 1 and an 81 from judge number 2. 233.95, good run. 233.95 with 3 down. Hip number 70, we're going to be watching Scotch. Really like the name of this one, especially if it's a 12 or 15, even a 21 year. Single malt, of course. Levi Simpson, BB True Butler. They were a 220 and 83 in the 2nd round. No score in the 1st round. This is Garrett Brower, the owner here. Buck Brower, the breeder. Well, they're going to get one done in about 6 and 7.7. 76.5. Judge number 1 and a 74 from judge number 2. 223.73. 223.73. Let's go to hip number 71. Here comes DF, playing classy. They call him Curly. This is a Braden Bernier. Well, a 938 plus the 10. 938 plus 10. A 70 from judge number 1. 73 from judge number 2. 203.62. 203.62. All right, here is your last long round horse coming at you with hip number 72. We're going to watch Tate Schmidt aboard Barracuda. This is a 5-year-old grade. They were a 222.45 in the last round. And a 596 plus 15, a 5.96 plus 15. Well, that gets us through 3 rounds of the 5 to 6-year-old head horses, friends. We're going to do some tabulating.